Sitting alongside the competition, we've created a bunch of free resources that are flexible and responsive to the realities of the school setting. They can be scaled up or down to suit your students, their experience level, and yours, and the time you have available. A short filmmaking unit can run across a full term, be delivered over several focus days, or even sit within an existing learning area, such as science or a history unit. It could also operate as a lunchtime film club, a targeted extension project, or a supported option for students that have a strong interest in film and television. We find that filmmaking is also a really good fit for those who are disengaged in traditional writing tasks. We often find that script writing brings writing to life for students who are not usually keen. Trop Jr. also works equally well as a whole class project or students breaking a class up into small groups of students as production teams, or even individual students who you could pass on the competition to and they might like to follow up and create something at home. We've designed the resource and competition to be accessible for teachers at all levels of experience as well. So if you're new to filmmaking and storytelling on screen, do not worry. We are here to support you. The resource has also been written to be used as tandem learning, so you can develop your skills and knowledge in collaboration with your students as you make your films. So on that, I'll switch back with Katie and we'll take a look at these education resources.
Without further ado, this is the Trop Jr resource. It is a step-by-step guide designed to support teachers, students, and young storytellers on their filmmaking journey. The resource was created for students in years 5 to 10. However, any filmmaker aged 15 years and under is eligible to submit an entry, regardless of the school year level. We're just getting started with this resource and it will be updated throughout the year, so please keep an eye out for more tips and tricks and information. So how do you get an idea for a screen story? This is covered in the first section of the resource, Getting Started. On this page, we walk teachers and students through how to spark and brainstorm ideas. We've included story prompts, ideas on how to structure a creative brainstorm session, and a worksheet student can use to turn their ideas into a simple and clear story. While filmmakers can make a film by themselves, we think it's more fun and collaborative to create a short film in small groups or even as a class. Filmmaking is a collaborative art form and it's all about sharing and mixing ideas, so the more brains, the better. We've included potential roles students can take on or double up on to bring a screen story to life. Now that we've got a rough story, we move into pre-production. This stage of filmmaking covers script development, script writing, and organizing the logistics of a film shoot. To help students flesh out their idea, we've created a script development worksheets that they can use to map out their story. Once the idea is fleshed out, we move on to script writing, and we've broken down this stage and provided definitions on the 3 main script writing elements, as well as linked 2 resources that we've produced in the past, which delves more into how to format a screenplay, examples of professional scripts from shows like Little Lunch, and how teams can work together to write a story. Filmmaking is an audiovisual medium, so it's important to keep in mind what the stories might look like on screen right from the very start. In the visual storytelling tools section, we explore things like the different types of camera angles, framing techniques, and how these might be used to tell the story, set the mood, and show the audience who the characters are. Students are encouraged to plan and visualize their story using the storyboard worksheet, which is included on this page. Organizing the logistics of a film shoot can be overwhelming, so we've outlined things to keep in mind, DIY filmmaking tips, and a short list worksheets to help filmmakers and their teachers go into production feeling confident. We want to really highlight that you don't need the fanciest equipment to make a great film. Problem solving is a major part of filmmaking, even on a professional scale. So we've included tips and tricks on DIY filmmaking that allows students to focus on what they have access to and not what they don't. These includes things like prompts on how filmmakers might use everyday objects to dress up a set, how to use a desk lamp and a plastic folder to change the color of the light, or how to use a skateboard and a wheelie chair to create a smooth tracking shot. Now that we've developed an idea and planned the shoot, we're ready for production. This stage of the resource is split into 2 sections, live action and animation. Both pages follow the same 3 stages: getting ready, filmmaking, and reviewing. We've included practical filmmaking tips and prompts to help students know what to focus on during the shoot. One of my favorite features, though, is the on-set calls. These are the same calls used on professional film sets, so students can practice working in an on-set environment that feels authentic and mirrors a real-world production. The final stage of filmmaking is post-production. This is one of the most important parts of the process because it is where the story really starts to come together. Even if the students have captured beautiful shots or perfect animation frames, it's the way these pieces are arranged in the edit that shapes how the audience feels and understands the story. As with earlier stages, we've broken down post-production into clear steps with simple definitions and key things to keep in mind at each point. There are also drop-downs that unpack different editing and sound design techniques, along with examples of how they can be used to support storytelling. We also had a few questions about which editing softwares to use, so we've included a range of program options. These cover different device and skill levels and support both live action and animation projects.